An elderly couple was enjoying a scenic road trip when they stopped at a small roadside diner for lunch. After a peaceful meal, they got back in the car and continued their journey. About 40 minutes later, the wife suddenly gasped, "Oh no! I left my glasses on the table?" Her husband groaned. They were already miles down the highway and had to drive even farther just to find a place to turn around. As they headed back, the old man did what old men do best. He grumbled, "This is exactly why we can't have nice things. You always leave something behind. I told you to check before we left." On and on he went, muttering and complaining the entire way. His wife sat quietly, staring out the window, probably wondering how fast she could run once they stopped. Finally, they pulled back into the diner's parking lot. She hurried out of the car and rushed toward the entrance. Just as she reached the door, he rolled down his window and yelled after her, "While you're in there, grab my hat and my credit card too!" A little girl asked her mother, "Mom, how did the human race come about?" Her mother replied, "God made Adam and Eve. They had children, and from them, all mankind was created." A few days later, the girl asked her father the same question. Her dad said, "Many years ago, humans evolved from monkeys." Now completely puzzled, the little girl went back to her mother. "Mom, you said we were created by God, but Dad says we came from monkeys. How can both be true?" Her mother smiled and said, "That's simple, sweetheart. I told you about my side of the family, and your father told you about his." An elderly couple was flying to Hawaii to celebrate their 50th wedding anniversary. Everything was perfect, until the captain's voice came over the speaker. "Ladies and gentlemen, I have some serious news. All engines have failed. We'll attempt an emergency landing on a small island below. We may survive, but there's a strong chance we'll never be found and could live there forever." With remarkable skill, the pilots managed to land the plane safely on a deserted beach. Hours later, the couple sat in the sand, still shaken. The husband turned to his wife and asked nervously, "Did you pay the car loan this month?" "No, I forgot," she admitted. "What about the credit card bill?" "Oh no, I didn't send it in either." "And the hospital bill from last month?" "I completely forgot that one too." Suddenly, the old man grabbed his wife, lifted her up, and hugged her tighter than he had in 50 years. She pulled back, confused. "Why on earth are you so happy right now? We just crash-landed on a deserted island." He grinned. "They'll find us. Trust me, someone will definitely find us." An old blind Marine wandered into a bar he'd never been in before. Feeling around for a stool, he sat down, ordered a shot of whiskey, and relaxed, completely unaware he was in an all-female biker bar. After a few minutes, he grinned and said loudly, "Hey, anybody want to hear a good blonde joke?" The place went dead silent. Then the woman next to him spoke in a gravelly voice. "Marine, before you say another word, let me help you out. Since you're blind, you should know a few things. The bartender is blonde, and she's holding a baseball bat. The bouncer is blonde, and she's ex-military. I'm blonde, 6 feet tall, 180 pounds, and a black belt in judo. The woman on your left is a blonde powerlifter. And the one on your right? She's a blonde pro wrestler with a real bad temper, so do you still want to tell that joke?" The Marine slowly sipped his drink and muttered, "Not if I'll have to explain it 5 times."